Hello and welcome. This is a video I'm making to explain the difference between the Chameleon and the alpha antenna system, you could say. Both are producing how to say it, a mobile rugged antenna which is made on the basis of what the military uses. And my idea was, okay, if I buy this antenna system, then I could have something that is portable, so I could use it when I'm on the go, and also when I'm at home, and it would give me decent performance. So after a little bit of investigation, I found Alpha Antenna. They had this wonderful product that was called the EC Military, and was this guy on YouTube, which his name was Videos by Mike, and he had lots of good reviews of the antenna, and also on eHam and places like that I could read a lot of positive comments. Okay, so everything looked good, and I tried searching for images of it and other videos and etc. And from all I could gather at first glance, this looked like a really good antenna system because it would fulfill all my needs, I thought. When I got the antenna, I started talking to people, which I should have done before buying it, but you know, that's how it is sometimes. And we were discussing what was inside the alpha antenna, and some people had some ideas and some people did not know, because alpha antennas say they have this proprietary solid state design, and in a way they're not lying, because it's not much in there. It's basically a 5-to-1 they call it. I am not so proficient in radio terms and theory yet. I am still learning, but from what I've read on the internet, it's like a transformer, so you can tune your antenna with it, basically. But this video is not covering that. This video is covering the main differences in build quality between Chameleon and alpha antenna. And as you can see here in front of me on the table, I have disassembled my my hybrid micro from Chameleon antenna, and really quickly I can go over the details of it. It's mostly stainless steel. You have this shackle, or what it's called in English, I don't know, but it's stainless steel, everything. Screws are stainless steel. This part is probably not stainless steel, but it's zinc plated, and they've also used some grease compound, dielectric grease or something, to stop corrosion between aluminium, which is this part, and the steel part, which is a really nice touch. This would also, it's not waterproofing, but it's giving it it's a layer of grease, so it would be really difficult for water to get in. The body is made of this plastic material, which is called Delrin, which is really nice. It's really hard and it's very durable, and they use it a lot for prototyping and such, also for production of different parts. This is basically a part that's been it's been cut on a lathe with probably a CNC lathe, I would guess, because of the precise cuts and everything. And they have milled out all the holes for the screws and the connectors and everything, and they have milled out, or bored out maybe you could say, 2 slots on each side, so the transformer body would fit snugly inside. It's not a press fit, but it's snug, you could say. So it doesn't rattle around, and it stays in place. Also, you could see here the aluminium parts. This is the bottom part, which goes on here, which is where the connector that you connect your coax cable to, like this, and it feeds this wire through here, so the body is like this with this hole, and this is mounted so with this transformer tucked inside, and this screw goes to the chassis here, which is the shield, and this cable, or this cable here, goes to the center pin. And yeah, this works really nice. It's nicely done. You can see that this part is also cut on I would assume it's both a lathe and a mill. It's probably CNC due to the accuracy of everything. They have this set screw, or it's like a big set screw with a hex head inside, and it's pinned in place so it won't rotate. It's stuck. You know, it's this is really yeah, it's made to last, to say so. And also this top part here, this plate which covers the top of the Delrin body, it's also CNC machined, I would assume, due to the accuracy of everything. Also stainless steel, and all of these crimp connectors, they are not just crimp connected, they are also soldered. I think they have probably, it looks like they have just soldered, crimped and soldered them. And this is a ring connector, so it won't jump out if this becomes becomes loose. And same here, it's both crimped and soldered in place, so they are really secure. And this transformer, it's one big solid piece of this what's it called, ferrite material. So these copper pipes, they are put through and they are held in place by this ferrite core, so they are not moving in any way. They are also soldered together with this brass or copper plate, and they look really nice. The cable is also of a it's much how do you say, it's much higher quality than the one on the Alpha Antenna one, because as I will show you later, it's basically landscaping cable. And yeah, this is, it looks really nice. It's well thought out, it's well made. They have used some time and effort in making this a really nice transformer. And if we compare this to the Alpha Match, which is the main transformer of the EC military kit, you can see that they are quite similar. You have this body, which is made of PVC plumbing parts actually, and you have this connector here, which is the same, soldered in, but this is where the differences start. This cable here is landscaping cable, and this cable is actually, if you study it, you will see that the cable is it's actually a pair of cables that's running together, and they have torn them apart, so you can see this line in the cable that where it used to be molded together from the factory. So it probably works, but it's really cheap, and yeah, it's, you pay a lot of money for this, and you would expect something a little bit nicer than this, I would say. The connectors are crimped, and the end of the cable is soldered, but it's not soldered to the terminal, and there is no Loctite or anything on these screws. And when I disassembled it, I was surprised by this screw, because it seemed like the black paint was holding it, and when I started turning it, it just snapped in the surface paint, and this was really loose, and there is no Loctite or no lock washer or nothing on this connection, and that's the same for both these. The one inside the lid here has a big locking ring or something, and it's due to that you screw this the whip antenna to this, so they would probably secure it a little bit better, because it's under higher load. But this is, it's not really inspiring confidence in it. It's not good. And also, one of the problems here, if this came loose, you would have absolutely no way of getting into it. What I have done here is actually, it's just this is just held inside here and press fit together, and they have glued, this is a top cap, and this is probably a I don't know much about PVC plumbing, but it's probably an end cap of some sort, both of these, and they have just glued it together, and that's what's keeping everything in. As you can see here, the transformer is it's not isolated in any way, and this screw here, it's exposed, it's not insulated in some way, so you could actually get a short between that. And also same here, it's the copper pipe is exposed, so you could potentially get a short to one of the screws, or actually to the feed point of the connector. So it works, but it's not as nice as the one from Chameleon. They have, you know, everything is insulated, and it's held in place in this pocket, which is the depth is controlled, so it won't slide down and make connection with anything else than it's supposed to do. And overall, it's just much nicer. For example, here you can see these beads. They are just put on a copper pipe, which is a normal water pipe or something, just a normal copper pipe, and they haven't even deburred the edges of this pipe, and that's a big no-no, because these wires, they are running over these sharp edges, so with vibration and time you could actually wear through it and make a short between the wire and the copper. And everything is held in place with this solid piece of copper wire. It's just a big strand, or I'm not sure if it's even wire, if it's like a hobby copper rod or something. And you can see, you can move this as I want. It's not a good design. These beads are held in place by this hot snot glue. Yeah, you can see here it broke loose. So in my opinion, this works. It's the same design as the one from Chameleon. Alpha has, I think they have looked at what Chameleon does, and then they have tried to copy it somehow, but they have done it on a budget. Everything is simpler and cheaper, and for example, they call this Alpha Match a solid state tuner, which is a proprietary design of theirs. But basically, as you can see, it's just the same 5-to-1 un. So yeah, they are dishonest, and calling this military, I would like to meet the military unit that would adopt this, that would take this in and disassemble it and look at all the parts and say, yeah, this looks good, we want to use this. No, I don't think so. actually, when I was opening this, I was expecting this to be filled with epoxy or something because of the name. They said, you know, it's military grade, or they don't say that, but it's when you read all their commercials and all the testimonies and how they present this product, it seems like it's a really badass product, and then you open it and it looks like something that you would make in your own garage, and it's I think it's dishonest. But yeah, they haven't even deburred all the plastic. It's just anyway, yeah, I'm not impressed. I'm regretting buying this EC Military from Alpha. It's not what I expected, and if I knew what I know now, I would go straight for Chameleon's Hybrid Micro. The Hybrid Micro, as you can see, it's physically a lot smaller, because this has lower power rating than the one from EC Military, but Chameleon has a bigger unit which handles more power, so this is just smaller, so it's more portable and easier to, you know, put away when you're not using it. Yeah, so this is the big difference. Also, one more thing which is a big difference is the connection points. And this is the military whip that they call it. This is the elements are much longer, you know, the whole whip, so it's stiffer, and they have done some tests, other people on the internet, and this whole aluminium part is conductive, so you get a lot of contact area. But on the EC military whip, only this shoulder on the edge here is connecting. So you would get, in the beginning, when everything is new, that would be okay, but when this bungee cord that's keeping these together, when it gets worn, you would lose connection here over time, and it would be bad for your transmission. So there are lots of differences like that. One more difference, as you can see here, this is the clean up a little bit here. This is the jaw mount that Chameleon supplies, and it's identical to the one that Alpha Match or the Alpha EC Military comes with, but this part is much nicer. You know, all the edges, this is probably been stamped or maybe water jet cut or something like that, and all the edges are they are deburred, so it's not sharp in any way. And the one from Alpha Antenna, it's damn sharp. I've cut myself on theirs, but Chameleons are, you know, it's not sharp. So this is a much nicer clamp, much nicer. Also, this screw, which you use to clamp together the jaw mount, on Chameleon's jaw mount, this the threads are not binding, but on Alpha's jaw mount, these are binding when you are really, you know, when you're tightening it against something, for example a piece of pipe or whatever, and you can really feel that the threads are not, they don't like this. But on Chameleons, they are fine. You can just tighten it and it's no problem. Also, one more, it's just silly that the one from Alpha Antenna, they didn't include, even though they said they were going to, they didn't include this this key to unlock and adjust. So no, that's just this, and I'm not the only one. I have heard of a lot of other people that didn't get this key. And yeah, one good thing about Alpha Antenna is that they supply a bag to their kit, which is nice, I suppose, but when you tear off the alpha antenna logo or badge, it's just a relabeled fishing rod case. So yeah, it's not really dishonest or anything, but it's not really that nice. It's just Chinese fishing rod case, and yeah, nothing military about that. Yeah, what more? Yeah, in this kit from Chameleon, you also get this bar, which you can you have this connector over here, so you connect your coax, and you could make a dipole out of this if you have two whips, or you can use it just with one whip, and could put on a counterpoise. And yeah, this is a really nice option that you get, and you don't get that with alpha antenna. Also on this part from Chameleon, you with the hybrid micro, you get this plate with which is like a carrier for the wire. The wire that Chameleon uses is really nice. It's I'm not sure, it's not marked as I can see, but from what I've seen, they get this custom made to them, to their specification, and it looks really nice. And with it, it's included this carabiner, so you can clip it to things. And they have these insulation rings, so it's ready for use with that. And this is the end that you connect to the hybrid micro. Yeah, and just for example, a detail like this plate, it weighs up for the Chameleon antenna not to have like an original bag. Now this makes it really easy to just wound up all the cable and put it in some small backpack or case, or yeah, whatever you choose to use. So yeah, this is basically the difference between it. I haven't gotten the time yet to use the antennas and see the difference between it, but as far as I've been reading on the internet, the Chameleon has a lot longer range than the alpha antenna, and it could be because of the elements not connecting as good on the whip from alpha antenna. It could be that the transformer is yeah, it's a bit simpler maybe, or it's impossible for me to say. This is just, I've read things on the internet, and yeah, you know, the internet. But time will show, and I will do my own tests and try to connect with the rest of the world and see what output I get from it. Yeah, that's it for now.